It is getting more and more expensive to live. Food prices have soared almost 8% in the past year, the biggest annual rise in a decade. Fruit and vegetables increased by a whopping 18%. And with inflation running rampant, the Reserve Bank has lifted the official cash rate 50 basis points in an attempt to curb spending. But as Mitchell Alexander reports, rising mortgage rates will hit homeowners in the pocket too.
The weekly supermarket shop now bringing record-breaking pain to your wallet.
We're basically pricing people out of being able to live healthy, sustainable lives.
It means that I don't eat out.
Here's why. Annual food prices jumped 7.6% last month compared with March 2021, the highest annual increase in more than 10 years. Fruit and vegetable prices increased a whopping 18%, while groceries were up 6.7%.
If it was marginal last year, then it's not affordable this year.
This is what inflation looks like, but the government says these prices go beyond that, instead blaming a lack of competition between supermarkets, something the Commerce Commission's been looking into.
We have to move in the area of competition for New Zealanders so that they have fairer food prices.
In a statement, Foodstuffs, which owns Pak'nSave and New World, says food prices have increased faster than inflation because of unprecedented cost pressures in its supply chain. Countdown didn't respond to our request for comment. As food prices help drive inflation to a 30-year high, the Reserve Bank today responding by hiking the official cash rate to 1.5%, hitting homeowners with higher mortgage bills. ANZ has already increased its floating rate 0.5%.
50 basis point increase is going to equal about $200 per month for a first home buyer.
For people who have been borrowing in the past, they're likely to face a higher interest rate down the track, and people who are contemplating borrowing now are obviously facing higher interest rates.
And that's for those already on the property ladder. Wellingtonian Michael Lay is still trying and says rising mortgage rates won't help.
The chances of actually owning a house is kind of eroding, and it's not a good outlook.
Even though the housing market is cooling, it's still out of reach for many.
It's going to make it even harder for us to get in the market as first home buyers, and you could have done everything right, and you just kind of get left behind.
A lot of New Zealanders getting left behind as life gets more and more expensive. Mitchell Alexander, Newshub.